Need you all to be disruptors, which you do so well. We need you to speak up in the rooms in which we're not in and say, hey, you know what, that's not right. I know so many people who say, I voted for Donald Trump. I don't know so many people, rather. I know people who say, I voted for Donald Trump, but I'm not a racist. And to me, there's no gray. If you voted for him, you're a racist because that's the platform he runs on. And so talk to me about how white women know this but continue to vote for him. Is it the way they're socialized? They want to vote the way their husband does or their boyfriend or their significant other? Try to help us understand.
To roaches voting
Republican.
Why?
It's almost like roaches voting for Raid, right?
I think that's
they're voting.
it's insulting to the voter.
They're voting against their own self-interest. Do they want to live in Gilead?
Okay,
do
so do we love
in the hands?
Do we love democracy or not? Because just saying that it's insulting to the voter. People make up decisions on what's right for their family, and the idea that you should have a say for everyone else's vote.
The fact that women are voting against
you had a different view on abortion not that long ago, and you
I have that view.
But that issue is right. But then why is another woman not able to have a different view?
That white Republican suburban women
why
are
have you
voting
so recently
against their
evolved on
own
the
health
issue?
care. I have not really recently evolved on the issue. I am Catholic. That is my faith. I believe that abortion is wrong. For me, there's a separation between state.
Then they can squeak through what is essentially a tied race.
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, there's reporting that shows in polling of young women, abortion is rising to the top issue. It's also, we're hearing from different reporters who have actually talked to some of these women about the fact that they want to vote for Harris. They can't convince their husbands to vote for Harris, and so they're going to go into the ballot box and cancel out his vote, right? And so I think what Vice President Harris is doing and the Harris campaign is doing is using a message.
I'm not a white woman, but I can pontificate on your question, Miss Cherry Champion, with all that stuff in your head. But you asked the question, well, first of all, you attacked white people. You didn't just say women. You said, white people who said they voted for Trump, but they're not racist, but then you call them racist by proxy. So you want those same people that you just call racist to help you, to speak up for you in rooms that you're not in? I don't know how that makes sense. Then you also did the disrespectful thing of saying, like, well, are you just bred that way? Are you just socialized that way? Like, why do you listen to your men? Like, huh? You asking why the most protected provider for women in the country listen to their husbands? Which is kind of weird because I think white women are the biggest feminists in the world, right? Like, they have this equalizer called divorce where they can take half their man's shit and go start all over and become a billionaire overnight, right? So to make this argument that they're pushovers and don't got no backbone, I don't know how you get that argument. Because if you look at the divorce rates and the statistics and numbers, look at how much wealth. I did this before it was popular. I Googled like the wealth of the top 5 white women. This was like early 2000s because Joe Rogan did it recently. And like almost every one of those white women who were in that top 5, and I knew before it was even said, they either got their money from their dead daddy, their dead husband, or their divorced husband. None of them were self-made. None of them got it out the mud, out the gut, or whatever. They all got their money from their husbands or their daddies. Patriarchy, right? Now, I can understand why a black woman who doesn't have a structure like that and wants to be more dependent upon the government, the state, to help them, because they don't have that structure, would want to, but I don't understand how you don't understand why white women would not want to abandon that system. Why would they? They benefit from it. That's silly. Black women don't really, I mean, maybe they do benefit from the structure of the left and government programs and all that stuff, but as we see with the DEI stuff dying out, that's changing. But I can say, yeah, the black women to a level will get access to things because of government programs and stuff like that, so I get it a little bit. Or making the government force companies to do things that they probably wouldn't do if the government didn't force them. But how do you expect people that you call racist to help you, speak out for you off the bat for that? And then, because Sonny Holston did the same thing, a lot of women, that was the biggest mind boggle to me during the election when many of the left, even Roland Martin, moist ass, were trying to like shame white women because like, y'all just listen to your husbands. Y'all don't got no backbone. As opposed to saying what? Black women don't listen to their husbands and they do what the fuck they want to do? Like, again, like compare and contrast. Women who are protected and provided for and promoted have access to everything. You know, the data says that, yeah, they might look older at their age, but they're healthier inside. Access to health care and capital for businesses. We know they are the biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action. White people, I mean, the whites on the right don't want to talk about that, but we know that that's true. So they win on both sides. They get to be a victim and on the other side of that too, because of their gender. And you over here pleading with them and hoping like, come down here with us. Poor peasant black women, come fight with us and work with us. And every time black people think that the poors are going to get together and go against the structure, I'm just like, whatever, good for y'all. Thinking that it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to walk out or away from their privilege or perceived privilege. They might play in your face and come out there and wear pussy hats with you and protest, but they still went to that booth and voted for what they wanted to vote for. They voted for their family, their structure, their husbands, their businesses, their tax breaks, whatever they wanted. That's the thing too. You don't know what their issue could have been, and yet you just make the assumption because that orange man bad, don't vote for him. As if brain dead Biden wasn't bad either. As we see now, brain dead Biden just pardoned the cash for kids, the architect of every crime bill since 1979, 78, and the author of the coke crack disparity laws that were definitely racist. He just pardoned the judge and judges probably that were locking up kids, predominantly black kids in Philadelphia, for nothing. Like he was getting paid to do it. That makes sense that Joe Biden would pardon somebody like that. But we don't even got to get into the pardoning his son for the drugs and those crack laws and all that. But I'm just confused at how, you always got these black women coming on TV pleading to white women to help them, to fight for them, while at the same time attacking them and calling them racist or whatever, and then belittling them because they allegedly listen to their husbands. Like, that's not a thing anymore. Like, most of these white dudes are henpecked. Most of these white dudes understand. If she go get that divorce lawyer, the playing field changes. So you overemphasize on how much maybe that's in their best interest and they want their family to thrive and survive and last and have longevity. And that's what they feel like they have to do to get it done. But this narrative that come be like us rebellious black women who don't listen to nobody and we do what the fuck we want to do and look at our conditions, health-wise, wealth-wise, education-wise. Don't give me that whole bullshit. They're the most educated group. That's cap. They're the most registered group of people who register for colleges. The majority of people in this country who have degrees are white women. Those same white women you begging to come help you. And many of those white women don't even use their degrees because they get married, they get husbands, and they don't go to work. A lot of them don't. Until later on when the kids are growing and all like that. But they don't even use their degrees they go to school for. And they have the most degrees, numbers-wise. Forget that per capita bullshit. But yeah, that shit bothered me when I was watching all these pundits and people trying to shame the white women for doing what they're supposed to do in a marriage. If you believe in a biblical structure, which most black women claim they do, apparently that's not true. And they want those same white women to come on down there. White women did use abortion as a tool. Because I think that's the biggest issue this last election is black women and black pundits. They all overemphasized abortion. They all overemphasized. They thought, them white women going to come out because, that's an issue that, of course, white women use abortion as a tool to negotiate with white men. Backdoor Roe v. Wade and its inception in the 70s. They use it as a tool to say, you got to share with us. You got to give us a piece of that pie. We ain't go out there do the heavy lifting and none of the work, but we do produce the children that you need to go out there and make more. We produce the sons that you need to go out there. So you got to come back to this negotiation table. And they do that. But they couldn't do that without getting black women. See, black women couldn't keep having thriving families and husbands that had higher unemployment rates like we did in the 1950s and higher marriage rates. We couldn't keep booming like that without convincing the black woman, like, nope, you want to kill your babies too? You don't want any more kids? That's empowering. Now, their race grew and prospered and got to go on, but what happened to ours after those situations in the 60s and 70s? But yeah, white women did use that as a tool, but if you look at it on a state level, they took away your bargaining chip. They took away your flex card because many of these states gave white women the option to vote for Trump and vote separately, which is the democracy thing to do, on whether or not they want abortion or not. So the white women who don't have a problem with chopping up their babies inside the womb, they were able to vote for that while also voting for Trump. So they took away your card right there, flat, right point blank. You overemphasized on abortion way too hard with the white women, thinking they're gonna come out and celebrate on some Moloch, snatch babies out the womb stuff. Like, nah, they's like, nah. We still want to protect the borders. We still think the crime is too high. We still think, gas, food prices and all that. Like, we want a politician that we think, doesn't mean it's true, but we think will be better for the economy. And that's what they did. They have the luxury to do that. You take L's regardless of who wins. Because even when Joe Biden is in there now, and you're failing and suffering from the same things that the white women are suffering for, at least many of them have husbands to somewhat take the load off and help. But I don't know. I get sick of these little rants, these black women crying out to white women for help or expecting them to do something. And I have no delusions, because there's a lot of black liberals right now. I gotta do a video about Van Lathan. He mad that the Muslims didn't come out and vote in Michigan, and he's mad that some of the far left progressives didn't vote for Kamala because they didn't like the situation in Gaza, and he's all delusional, like, I don't care about allies. And black people have no friends. As a person who's independent, who's registered conservative, they got a fake Santa out there blowing this stuff in them. Why are they doing that? But for a person who believes in all that, I'm not delusioned to think that black people have allies or friends. We have interest on topics that we can work with on those specific issues. But beyond that, we have no friends. And I'm watching all these black liberals crash out, realizing that's the case. Look at the Young Turks and how stuff they're going through. Because like most news networks, and they are a news network, even though they claim to be independent, they took a bunch of mainstream money, media money, and billionaire money. When the culture shifts, when the political element shifts, the network shifts. Fox does it, MSNBC does it, CNN does it. They all do it because they want the viewership. They're trying to follow the crowd, where the crowd is going. The NBA is stuck right now because nobody watching that trash-ass product that they put out there. So they got to morph and try to give the fans something they want to see. Nobody wants to see Steph Curry shoot from half court all day. If I want to watch a bunch of girls shoot all day, I'll watch the WNBA, and I'm not watching that shit. But anyways, yeah, I can't believe that. How do you insult somebody while asking for their help and demanding they help you at the same time? And then you got Sonny Holston calling the white women like roaches, like they just roaches. They don't have no backbone, and they just do whatever their husbands say. Which, again, go talk to a divorce attorney, and he'll tell you that's cap. The equalizer to an extreme patriarchal situation, unlike our Muslim brothers and sisters, is divorce. They don't got that option out there. But in America, women have an equal playing field. They can get a lawyer. The white men wrote the laws that will allow them to get raped themselves if they become too extreme. So this narrative that they're just these docile women who are soft and have no, stop it. Stop it. It's not them. Maybe they just look out for the best interests of their family and their household, unlike you, where black women will look out for everyone else's interest in household except for their own. That's crazy. Alright, I am back on my old channel. I don't know how the hell they gave me my channel back after 5 years, but they gave it back to me. I'm going to try, because I got more subscribers here. I never really cracked nothing on my new channel, and I haven't really consistent over there. But I'm going to try to see if I can revitalize this channel, or at least upload on both. But yeah, we back after 5 years of being in La La Land. YouTube finally gave me my channel back. I'm out.